Hello, fourth graders. Mr. Carter here, ready to do Homelink 3.7. Go ahead and put your name on this paper if you haven't yet already. And let's begin. All right, so we're asked here to write the fractions from smallest to largest and then justify your conclusions by placing the numbers in the correct places of the number lines. So basically, you got to take these fractions here, put them in order, and then you got to put them on the number line just to kind of show where they fall on the number line. So let's start with this one. We have 5, 6, 2, 6, and 4, 6. Well, this one is easy because all the denominators are the same. So when the denominators are the same, we just compare the top numbers. So we have 2, 6 would be our smallest. Then our next one would be 4, 6. And then our largest would be 5, 6. Now let's place these on a number line. Well, let's use our benchmark here of half. And I know that half of 6 is 3. So our half point would be 3, 6. That being said, we know that 2, 6 would come before 3, 6. So approximately here. And 4, 6 would be after, which would be approximately here. And then 5, 6 would come after 4, 6, which would be about right here. So that's how we would place that on the number line. All right, so let's look at number 2. This time we are comparing fractions without where the denominators are not the same. So we have 3/5, 9/10, 1/4, and 5/12. So again, let's use the benchmark half here just to help us out. Now, 3/5, if we go half of 5, we know that half of 5 would be 2.5-ish. So we know that 3/5 would have to come after half. So let's put 3/5 about here. Because it's not far away from half, because half of 5 would be 2.5. So 3/5 would be really close to half. If we look at 9/10, well, half of 10 would be 5. So 9 is quite a ways away from 5. So we would have to put it very close to the 1 because we know that 10/10 would be a whole. So 9/10 would go like really close to the 1 because it's only 1/10 away from our whole. If we look at 1/4, well, we know that half of 4 is 2, so half would be 2/4. Now, so that means it would have to come before half. So let's put 1/4 over here. And we know that half of 12 is 6, and we have 5/12. So it would come before the half, but really close to the half. So I would put 5/12 there. So now that we have it on the number line, we can put them in order up here from smallest to largest. So our smallest would be 1/4. Then we'd go 5/12. Then we would go 3/5. Then we would go 9/10. Okay, let's take a look at number 3. So again, I'd like to use the benchmark of half. What might help here is to just put like what half would be with the denominator. So like half of 12 would be 6. So 6/12 would be, let me zoom in here. 6/12 would be half. Half, well, we already have half. Half of 3 would be 1.5. But I'm not going to write it because that's not really how you write fractions. But we just want to keep that in mind when we look at the third. Half of 10 would be 5/10. Half of 6 would be 3/6. So now let's look at our fractions. So 7/12 would be larger than 6/12, but it's really close to 6/12, so we're going to put it closer here to the half. Half, well, that's already on our number line. 2/3, remember we said that half of 3 is 1.5, so that means 3/12 would have to be a little bit bigger than half. I'm going to put that one over here for now because we're going to have to compare it to 7/12 to figure out where it goes. So I'm going to put 2/3 kind of on this side, but not on the number line just yet. 4/10, smaller than 5/10, really close to 5/10, so we're going to put 4/10 here. And 1/6, well, that's less than 1/6. 3/6. And it's not quite as close to half, so let's put 1/6 over here. Okay. So now we got to really figure out like 7/12 and 2/3. So I'm going to make this, let's go like this. Let's put 7/12 over here. Now how did we go from, I'm going to want to make this thirds into 12ths. So we're going to have to go put 12ths down here. What times, 3 times what will give you 12? Well, we know that 3 times 4 is 12. So whatever we do to the top, we got to do to the, or bottom, we got to do to the top. 2 times 4 is 8. So we know that it's 8/12 is equivalent to 2/3. So that is larger than 7/12. So really, then we need to put 2/3 a little bit larger than 7/12. So now we have them all on the number line. We can put them up here. So we have 1/6 is our smallest. It goes 4/10, which is right there. 1/2. Then we have 7/12, and last is 2/3. Okay, so let's look at our practice. In our practice, we have a couple of addition and subtraction problems. I'm going to do one of each. So I'm going to do 4 and 6. So I put it on a different paper here to work them out. Number 4 is 5,494 plus 3,769. So let's add those up. 9 plus 4 is 13. Carry the 1. 9 plus 1 is 10. Plus 6 is 16. Carry the 1. 7 plus 1 is 8. Plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1 again. 5 plus 1 is 6. 7, 8, 9. So our answer is 9,263. So I'm going to transfer that over to my paper here. 9,263. Okay. Number 6. We're going to subtract 8,210, take away 6,654. 0 take away 4, you can't do that, so you got to trade. So we're going to trade this 110, which will leave us with 0. And we're going to add the 10 ones here. Now we can subtract. 10 take away 4 is 6. 0 take away 5, you can't do that, so you got to trade from your hundreds. Make that a 1. Add it to our 0 tens. That's 10. 10 take away 5 is 5. 1 take away 6. We are not able to do that, so we're going to trade from our thousands. Make that 7. Turn this into 11 hundreds. 11 take away 6 is 5. And last but not least, 7 take away 6 is 1. So we have 1,556. Okay, so transfer that over. 1,556. All right. So go ahead and do 5 and 7 on your own, and we'll take a look at it tomorrow. I hope this was helpful, and if you have questions, you can always come see me. Have a good day.